Did you know most fears are genetically passed down? And most of them are all here to help you survive on Earth. See, there was this one day, I was watching Cobra Kai on my phone, and my mom calls me into the kitchen. She's like, honey, can you grab some eggs? And I'm like, woman, I'm watching the greatest show right now on Netflix. Leave me alone. Cobra Kai, watch it, it's good. And then she says, go do it. I'm like, fine. So I go grab some eggs, and I'm doing the thing that everyone does, which is they look at their phone and they're starting to do work. So I grab the 2 of the eggs and I'm walking, and I trip over something. I look down and I see the fattest spider in this universe on the floor. I drop my phone, I drop the eggs, and I just run out of there. And I'm like, Mom, you got it. Take that take it down. I come back to the kitchen just to make sure that either my mom is safe or if I have to call 911 in case the spider beat up my mom. I had to make sure. I come back to the kitchen and I saw where the spider was where my phone landed. And my mom looked at me like, are you kidding me? You're serious right now? And in that moment, I didn't think about how I just ran away from my mom and didn't protect her. I thought about, why did I run away from a spider? Like, I'm bigger than the spider, I'm better than the spider, I'm better looking than the spider, but then why did I run? And it got me to the question, why was I scared of spiders in the first place? Like, my mom's not afraid of spiders, my dad's not afraid of spiders, so why was I afraid of spiders? So I looked some things up, and I learned that most fears are learned behaviors. So we basically get to decide what our fears are. We can learn a new fear and we can unlearn an old fear. And that got me even more thinking. In life, you get to choose your own fears. And there are 2 different types of fears. There are positive fears and there are negative fears. Let's talk about negative fears. Negative fears are everything that we know. It's, I'm afraid to fail, which is a big one. I'm afraid of embarrassing myself. I'm afraid that I'm not enough. All of these fears are selfish fears. They're all about you. And when you have selfish fears, you paralyze your progress because we get to decide what our fears are. Before we had this kind of automatic reaction, this autopilot reaction to our fears, we're going to change that. We're going to take back control and choose what our fears are, and we're going to make it positive fears. Positive fears are when you're afraid of losing someone. If you're afraid of losing your wife, then you're going to quit your addiction. If you're afraid of losing your children or losing your relationships in life, something that matters so much to you, whether it's your Xbox, whether it's a family member, if you care about something enough and you're afraid of losing it, you change your life. And that happened to me. When I was going through this journey of continuously trying to break free of this addiction, I kept failing. I kept going back, and there was this one point where I just gave up and I just kept staying in the darkness because it was comfortable. It was working, you know, I was still sad, but at least it's better than pain. And then one day I just had this kind of message from God. I was just looking through some scripture and I saw that God is okay with losing you. If you continuously go back after He saves your life, He's okay with losing you. I didn't want to lose His love. I didn't want to lose Him. And so that scared the crap out of me. And when I was scared of God, when I was scared of losing someone so important to me, that connection that matters to me, that's when I started to change my life. Because every single time I started feeling temptation, every single time I started to want to give up, every single time I tried looking back and wanting to go back to my past, I remembered the fear. I used my fear as a fuel to push me over the finish line. And it matters that you use your fear as well. When you fear God, you become more obedient. When you fear losing your wife or your girlfriend, you become more obedient. You become more disciplined because you care about the person a lot. So if you care about your life, then you are going to be afraid of losing it. It matters about what you fear, because what you fear will determine what you care about in life. So whenever you fear something, whether it's spiders, whether it's fear of failure, whether it's something else, find something to be afraid for. See, in life, we're all going to suffer, whether for good or for bad. It doesn't matter. You know this better than anyone. You suffer daily with rejection. You suffer daily with regrets, shame, and guilt. I've been there. I know what it's about. You can choose to suffer for love. You can choose to suffer for joy. You can choose to suffer for your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your God. You can choose to suffer for good things if you decide to. And when you can do that, when you choose your own fears, and when you choose your own sufferings, you take back control of your life and you make it new. So, the exercise for today is as simple as understanding what you want to suffer for. Because as humans, we start off by changing our life immediately by fear. Use that pain, use that fear to change your life. If you know what your fear is and you choose it, you're going to be one step closer to your 40-day journey. So keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing. Send the message out. Choose your fears. Choose what you suffer for. There are positive fears, there are negative fears. Choose positive fears. Suffer for something. Continuously keep moving forward. That's it. Does not matter how big the steps are, doesn't matter how small the steps are. As long as you move forward, the better you are. You're bigger than your fears. The spiders compared to you. You're a giant. Go get it.